Hey there, just wanted to do a quick video on how to make the glabrous canary seed and how to mix it and make it into a seed milk. Here's a few things you'll need. You'll need a blender, a mixing bowl, a fine mesh strainer, um, also a some sort of measuring cup. I use these little plastic 1 pint cups. So let's get started with the video. First, you're gonna after you've soaked your seed for 24 hours, you're gonna strain the seed through this fine mesh strainer. You're gonna dump it in there. You're gonna let the water drain through. You're gonna make sure you get all the seed out of the container and into the strainer. Once you get it all into the strainer, you're going to then rinse it out really well and let it drain out. Um, one thing to be careful of is to make sure you don't pour the water through the seed too fast. Otherwise, it'll kind of splash out on you, and you start losing seed, and you really don't want that. So anyway, this is 1 cup of seed. This little strainer will hold about 1 cup. You sit there and let it drain out. Make sure all the dirty water's out. From this point, you'll take it over there and you will dump this into the blender. This is the order I do it in. I do the seed first. Just kind of tap it in there, make sure it all gets out. You want to get as much as that seed in there because the more seed that's in there, the more enzyme that you're getting, which is what you're wanting. All right, the next thing I dump in there is going to be 1 pint of ice. I like to have it crushed. This particular pint of ice wasn't crushed, so I had it a little overfull. Then you're going to put 3 pints of just cold water in there. You want to make sure that this mix stays very cold as you can get it. If you get below a certain temperature, the enzyme starts dying. So that's definitely not what you want. So anyway, 3 pints into the blender after the seed and the ice. I like to mix my seed for 6 minutes. I know other people that do it for as little as 3 minutes. I'm sure it gets done in 3 or 4 minutes. This is just my particular thing. I just feel like it is better blended at 6 minutes. So there you go. Set a timer. You'll start your blender, and you'll wait 6 minutes. All right, here we go. All right, so once it's done blending, you're gonna take your blender, and I just like to keep everything clean as I go, so I'll rinse everything off as I go. I'll rinse the lid off and rinse the blades off and that sort of stuff. So that's kind of a close look at what the seed holes. That's the stuff that you are going to be getting rid of because that's the junk. That's what you're blending it for, to get the seed out of those seed holes. Like I said, I just like to keep everything rinsed off as you go. You don't necessarily have to do this, but I just found that if I clean as I go, it makes it so much easier once I'm done. Okay, now you're going to take what's called a nut milk bag, and you're going to put that bag into a mixing bowl, and you're going to pour the contents through the bag. That's going to strain all the seed holes out of there and only have the milk. This is the best thing you can use to strain or filter this milk with. Okay, so like I said, I rinse the blender out. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to tie up the seed bag and make sure none of that seed holes gets out, because you definitely don't want any of that to get into the milk. If you do happen to get in the milk, just pour it back through the bag. It's not a big deal. It's just an extra step. So anyway, you're going to kind of carefully squeeze all that milk through the bag. It's almost like milking a cow, I guess you can say. You want to be careful because you don't want to squeeze too hard, too fast. Otherwise, it's going to be spraying everywhere. Just kind of slowly but surely get it all through there. These bags are pretty tough. You can really get on them. As far as I really twist them pretty hard and just trying to get as much of that milk out of there as I can. I have broken one bag by twisting it, so definitely want to be, mindful of that sort of stuff. But for the most part, these bags are really tough. They can go through a beating. Just kind of to set all that to the side. It should have a kind of a dry, look to it, but you can just set it to the side. Okay, this mix is going to make about 2 quarts. It's about a half a gallon. There's a 2 quart mark on this particular pitcher. You're not going to have a full 2 quarts of the milk. There's just no way you can get a full 2 quarts. But you have enough of a seed concentration in there. You just replace what you're short with just cold water. So if you're a little bit short on your two quarts, which you will be, you just take cold water and pour it into that mixture. I try to get all the stuff out of the bowl, mix it up really well, and because that's where all the enzymes are at. So you really want to be sure and get all that in there. All right, I believe that is 2 quarts right on the dot. And that is pretty much it, guys. You put your lid on there and you're done. You want to make sure and keep it refrigerated. This right here lasts a couple days. Okay, so to get the seed ready, you're going to put a cup of seed into some sort of Tupperware container, sealable container. You're going to fill it up with water. You don't have to fill it all the way to the top. Just make sure there's enough in there for all the seed to get, nice and soaked. It's kind of like preparing beans to cook. All right, so put your top on there. Make sure it's all sealed up. And then you're going to let this refrigerate for at least 24 hours. Stick it in your fridge, and that is going to be it, guys. And then in 24 hours, that'll be ready to make your next batch. And anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one.